We know you have already learned a bit about main idea and supporting details, but we are going to make sure that you really understand what they are all about.
The main idea is the most important idea in a passage or a story, and details give more information about the main idea.
The main idea is always supported by details in a story.
The main idea can be directly stated, but it doesn't have to be.
If the main idea is not directly stated, use details to figure it out.
But girls, why did we learn about main idea and details?
Great question, Eric. We learn how to find main idea and supporting details because they help readers to remember important information from passages and stories.
Let's look at an example to see how main idea and details work.
This bag is so heavy.
What's in your bag?
Well, if I can get it open. I have my glove and my helmet and my bat.
Oh, did you just come from softball?
Yeah, how did you know?
Well, all the objects you pulled out of your bag helped me to figure out that you came from softball.
Whoa, girls. What do these things have to do with main idea and supporting details?
Well, Eric, the 3 things I pulled out of my bag are like supporting details. And since I never told you what my bag was for, they helped Sam figure out that the bag was for softball, like the main idea.
Oh.
This is a graphic organizer. You have the same one on your worksheet. We use a graphic organizer to help us figure out the main idea and supporting details. The large box is where you put the main idea, and the 3 smaller boxes are where the supporting details go. Sometimes you will need to fill out the details first to help you figure out the main idea.
Now, let's look at our graphic organizer. After hearing about Shannon's bag and all the neat things inside, like the glove, the helmet, and the bat, we should be able to determine what objects are the supporting details and what the main idea is. Fill in your graphic organizer as I do. Let's start with the glove. Do you think that the glove is the main idea or one of the supporting details? Right, it's a detail. Let me write that in. Now, how about the helmet? Is that the main idea or is it a detail like the glove? Right, it's a detail too. I'm going to write that in too. And what about the bat? Is that the main idea, or is it our 3rd supporting detail? Right, it's our last supporting detail. Let me write that in. So, what does that make softball? It's our main idea. Let me write that in.
Now that you know how to fill in a graphic organizer, let's look at another example. On the handout that you have, there's a short paragraph. Point to it on your paper. Follow along as we read it aloud.
Animals navigate in a variety of ways. Fish use their sense of smell to recognize their paths and are guided by changing water temperatures. Birds use the position of the sun to direct themselves. Mammals rely on their memory. Some elephant trails have been used for hundreds of years.
Let's fill in the main idea and details from the passage that we just read. Find the graphic organizer labeled Animals on your paper. Did you find it? Yeah? Awesome. Now go ahead and fill in the main idea and supporting details.
Let's go over the graphic organizer to make sure you filled it out correctly.
In your 3 detail boxes, you should have something about fish using smell or water temperature, birds using the sun, and mammals using memory.
For the main idea box, you should have animal navigation.
If you have any questions, write them on the bottom of your worksheet so you can ask your teacher about them tomorrow.
In this next example, your main idea will be unstated. You will need to use the supporting details to find the main idea. Find and point to the last passage on your worksheet. Follow along as we read the passage. Whenever your doctor orders a medicine for you, ask why you need it. You should also ask about the risks and benefits of taking the medicine. Finally, be sure to ask when and how long you have to take the medicine.
Now, pause your video, reread the passage, and fill in your supporting details and use them to figure out the main idea.
Here's what your graphic organizer should look like. Your 3 supporting details should be why you need the medicine, the risks and benefits, and when and how long to take the medicine. It's alright if your answers are shorter than this, as long as they are similar to these. Now for our main idea. Based on these 3 details, what did you get as your main idea? Was it questions you should ask your doctor about medicine? Yeah? Awesome. If you have any questions, write them down here at the bottom of your paper to ask your teacher in class tomorrow.
Now that you know how to use the main idea and supporting details graphic organizer, you can use it for other stories that you read.
You're going to be reading the story Grand Canyon, A Trail Through Time in class.
Be on the lookout for the supporting details that would make up the main idea of the story and the graphic organizer that you just did.
Whew, my arm hurts. Okay.
On the hand, don't look at me.
We're ready. 3, 2, 1.